welcome back to the Dad and Daughter Podcast channel right here on YouTube. I'm Dad. How you doing? Um, I did not thumb through this story at all, so we're going to find out some interesting crap together. Let's go. Let's continue. Gang leader's case crumbles after judge's text messages are exposed. Um. Hmm. Well, first off, allow me to get a screenshot because I apparently forgot to get one beforehand. Okay, now we have the death sentence for a notorious Miami gang leader has been nixed, and a judge trying to defend her role in the case was exposed for sending vicious text messages to the DA's office. If that sounded confusing to you, it it did to me too. Sorry. But anyways, Corey Smith, the boss of the John Doe's, a violent drug gang in Liberty City. Hey, that city actually exists. Liberty City, GTA. I wonder where this Liberty City actually is. If you know where this particular Liberty City is, let me know. Drop it in the comments. I would I would love to know. I would seriously love to know that. Anyways, Corey was found guilty of 4 murders in 2004. The next year, he was sentenced to death following his high profile trial. But on Sunday, a state attorney's office announced that it will spare Smith's life and try to negotiate a lesser sentence after his attorneys pushed for a retrial. Why? Why? Also, it was revealed that text messages from Judge Bronwyn, I hope, Miller, 52, berated defense attorneys and made digs at fellow judges, according to messages sent between January and July, according to the Miami Herald. Miller has been accused of pressuring Miami-Dade attorney Catherine Fernandez Rundle on how to handle his resentencing. She had presided over Smith's case as a prosecutor 2 decades ago. And I can only imagine that's her. Despite leaving the state's attorney's office 20 years ago, the exchanges showed Miller trying to convince the DA to oust the current judge appointed to Smith's case, Circuit Judge Andrea Ricker Wolfson. Or that could be the judge. I don't know. Smith's attorneys previously fought for a resentencing, but claimed that the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office is too compromised to participate in it. Maybe your client is black and you want him to not die but get out of prison, maybe? That's why they can't participate in that? Why is what you're thinking is too compromised to? Anyway, because the decision to sentence him to death was not unanimous, he is being resentenced to reflect recent court decisions, NBC Miami reported. He is due in court on Wednesday. Wolfson is now considering throwing out his sentences and convictions, leaving the state to retry him. Yeah, that's a way to run the state there. The judicial system. Let a fucking murderer go. See how far you get. In one exchange to Fernandez-Rondon, Miller said, "I think he should disqualify her," referring to Wolfson. "Then all ruling can be reconsidered," Miller added, according to the messages. Yeah, I don't think that's supposed to be able. I don't think that's allowed. During another conversation, Miller spoke of the DA that spoke of the DA. That does not make any sense. Who the fuck proofreads these damn things? That Michael von Zamft. Please tell me I pronounced that correctly, or at least close. A prosecutor disqualified by Wolfson for telling LaTravis Galashaw, a partner of Smith, he would make a witness in the case unavailable, NBC Miami reported. Oh, okay. Well, it's the classic case of, well, we got to retry this guy, so let's fuck everything else up so he can go free. That's what it sounds like to me. Miller added that Fernandez-Rondon and Zamft. I am going to have a hard time with that name, I'm sorry. A former defense attorney, should have never been involved in Smith's case. Ooh, big words coming from a judge that doesn't know how to do his damn job. They play by different rules. No defense attorney should be training assistant state attorneys. It should be someone who knows that prosecutors are held to higher ethics, Miller said in the text. The Miami Herald previously reported that Smith's attorneys argued that the state attorney should not play a role in the case because of favors being made to possible witnesses. Oh, boy. And here I thought because Smith being black, they're just going to let a black man just walk out of prison. You know, that's what I thought this whole thing was getting to. According to a memo placed into Discovery 2 months before Smith's original trial began, civilian witnesses were offered beverages, food, and black and mild cigars, the outlet said. Wow. Okay. Whatever. In February, Miller was called to testify over the memo she wrote during Smith's trial, as the mention of favors was looked over decades ago. And decades later, and they still want to bring that shit up? Wow. At the witness stand, she said under oath that she prepped the witnesses almost every day, either in the jury room or at the police department. In response to the favors being mentioned, Miller told Fernandez in a text, "This is insane." Her requested changes then showed up in a subsequent filing, and Smith's attorney had the case moved in July to another appellate, I don't even know that word, district, according to the Miami Herald. Because they want to judicial system that'll kiss their ass. That's what everybody hopes. In addition to allegedly harassing Fernandez on how Smith's case was being handled, Miller went on to attack the DA for who she allowed to work on the murderer's case. In reference to Steve Gosney, a private practice lawyer who wrote a sex novel titled Death Penalty Desired, Passion and Murder, Miller questioned why Fernandez let him in on the case. I just don't know what's going on in the office anymore. It's outlandish. I'm sorry, Miller told Fernandez. Well, I wish, of course, I don't know, 20 years ago, things like this wasn't even thought of. I think 20 years ago that the internet had just been out, probably 5-10 years, maybe. And that even started with AOL, American Online. I don't know. But all these apps wasn't even around then. So I don't even know what happened 20 years ago with this particular given case or with this particular given gentleman, The judge insisted that because Gosney opposes the death penalty, he should be removed from Smith's case by the governor. Whoever is advising you has lost the big picture, she said. Many of Fernandez's responses to Miller were not included in the released records, and it is unclear if they were withheld completely or redacted. In one response, the DA told Miller, "You're right," which appeared to be in reference to the judge's comments on Gosney. He is not going to. Let's talk, Fernandez added. Soon after that exchange, Gosney was told his role in the case was operationally impossible. He was then given 2 months to leave the job, according to emails reviewed by the Miami Herald. In response to the messages between Miller and Fernandez, Gosney told the outlet that even lawyers sometimes get fooled by the leftist fake media. And that's all it is by the leftist fake media. Further conversations between the judge and DA revealed that Miller felt that two judges, Wolfson and Miami-Dade Chief Judge Nushin? Safai? Oh, please help. Were against her because of a failed bail bond reform effort. The blame fell on the state attorney's office, and Miller now believes that Wolfson's rulings were motivated by the dispute. By the way, I have no idea why you refuse to listen to me regarding Andrea Wolfson's. She will destroy you because of the bail bond issue, Miller wrote on March 18th, soon after Wolfson removed prosecutors. I am so beside myself, you refuse to see what is going on with her and Nushin. I'm going to say, Miller added. So please help me with that name. Anyways, the text messages were submitted by the state's attorney's office on Friday as a discovery in Smith's case. Miami-Dade public defender Carlos Martinez said he has reviewed the text messages. We are investigating and looking at what the remedy, if any, is going to be to protect my clients, Martinez told the outlet. When contacted by DailyMail.com, Judge Miller said, I have sought an opinion from founding director, prosecutor Anthony of the Center for Ethics and Public Service. Sorry. I said surface and a service. Anyways, he has recommended that I do not make any public comment at this time, as it might affect the pending proceedings. I strive always to adhere to the highest standards of ethical conduct. Well, then why are you a judge? Because judges, well, some judges don't do that. DailyMail.com contacted Fernandez, Wilson, and Safi for comment. I am probably murdering the hell out of that name. Please help me out. Attorneys in the Miami-Dade court systems were shocked to hear about the messages Miller sent, including Smith's defense attorneys, Allison Miller and Craig Weisenhunt. Judge Bronwyn Miller has called into question her fitness to serve the people of the state of Florida and called into doubt every case that has come before her for decades, they told the Miami Herald. The consequence of these revelatory messages will be substantial and have reverberations across our community and state. She simultaneously played the parts of judge, prosecutor, witness, and quite literally attempted to subvert justice to see Corey Smith executed, Miller and Weisenhunt added. After sentencing Smith, Miller was appointed by Governor Charlie Crist to the 11th Judicial Circuit Court, and by 2018, then Governor Rick Scott appointed her to the 3rd District Court of Appeal, according to her bio. The following year, she failed to get appointed to the Florida Supreme Court. There's too many C's in this story. The Miami Herald reported. From 1997 to 2005, she was a prosecutor at the Miami-Dade County State Attorney's Office, where she served as training director and division chief in the felony unit. Okay, that was just plain straight up confusing. You had a dude on death row for crimes. The judge gets after who to say, the DA? Saying, oh, he shouldn't be here, she shouldn't be there, they need to go away. Wow. That's just, okay, my brain hurts. So, I'm going to leave it here. If anyone can make frickin' sense of this BS, please help me out. Anyways, I'm going to leave the video here, guys. This is way too confusing as it is. So, I'll see you in the next video. I'm out. Peace.